Well, not everything goes correctly on the first try. Look how beautiful it is out here. It's about 6:15 or so, give or take. The mornings are getting chilly, nights are getting chilly. Days are still kind of hot. They're still in the 90s, almost 100s. But as soon as that sun goes over this mountain right here, man, it sure does cool down really quick. And honestly, like, come on, man, this is a little bit of what it's about, right? You know what I mean? Like, listen. Nothing. It's so quiet out here right now that my freaking ears are ringing as if you were down in a cave or something with no sound whatsoever. I mean, it's awesome, man. It's beautiful. It's peaceful. It's everything. You know what I mean? So, whew, how amazing. Anyway, let me get over here and show you guys how we are getting water temporarily for now until we get hooked up with the septic and over where the RV's permanently going. I'm gonna show you how we're doing it for now. So let's go check this out. Don't worry about all this crap. I gotta put all this back away because I've been digging through our cubbies, which I call our basements. I've been digging through our cubbies like crazy to get stuff. So I have a mess out here, and I actually got to put that away today because it's supposed to have a chance of rain. But I'll put it away just in case. I don't think today's our high chance. I think tomorrow's a high chance of getting some good rain up to 1 inch, which we really, really need. But I don't want all this stuff out there. Anywho, let me show you what I got going on for water right now. As you can see here, we have our IBC tote, 275 gallon. I put about 200 in there because I was worried about my tires giving out. No big deal. I'm only 10-15 minutes down from the water station. One road, and do about 20-30 miles per hour the way back with the load. It worked out great. So I got about 200 gallons in there right now. As you can see, I got a hose going up and just dropping in, laying in there. And then I got my hose coming over. And as you can see here, I just have a 12-volt RV pump, or whatever you want to call it. These are the kind of pumps we use in the RVs. So I have a 12-volt RV pump straight to the battery. I am going to get a solar panel out here in a minute and solar charge that, obviously, so that way we can keep that topped off. And then my hose just goes straight to the RV, you guys. Super duper simple. Now I do have an accumulator as well, but unfortunately when I hooked that up, it is spewing some water out of it, and it's right where the seam comes together. So I'm hoping if I relieve the air pressure from it that I can take it apart, and maybe there's something with the seal that just got kind of weird and I can get it back together. If not, unfortunately, I will have to wait until we get our P.O. box set up or address, because we do not have an address yet. And then I'll have to return it and get a new one. So we'll see there. But the water pressure was great. And there, you know, the pulse that you're trying to stay away from with the accumulator, that really wasn't there very much. You could see a faint pulse from the pump, but man, I'm telling you, it really wasn't there, and great water pressure. Loving it. So we're going to see how long 200 gallons will last us now, because we're used to using the RV's water tote, which was the onboard one, which was like 40 or 60 gallons, something like that. So yeah, we're used to using that, surviving on that, boondocking in the desert for weeks up to months at a time. So 200 gallons is it's gonna seem like an endless supply of water. And then once we get hooked up and put over into our permanent spot over here, once the septic gets put in, I'm gonna hook that bad guy up right there. Yeah, 500 gallon water tote. And I do have all the attachments to come out, split it off to 2 different locations in the whole 9, you guys. So that it will be amazing to get hooked up. And yeah, we're rolling. So all right, guys, we are back. Different day, still messing with the water stuff. Like I said, the accumulator, it was spewing water. There was a leak there, so I did take it all apart, and the seal was kind of crooked in there. There's a funny spot, so I'm imagining that's what it was. So I went ahead, fixed it up a little, retightened it all down, put it back together, and I just hooked it up just to see, to make sure it was working. And so far I don't have any leaks, you guys, so that's pretty awesome. So I think we're going to go forward with installing the accumulator, and I'm going to make a makeshift pump house, as I think you can call it, just for the time being, for the weather. It's been raining off and on here, so I want to keep everything batteried, everything. I got a solar panel hooked up to it now, so we're getting it all together temporarily until we move the RV over to the permanent spot, and then we're going to hook up the big tote. So let me show you what I got going on here. All right, let me come over here and show you what we got going on here so far. We have our marine / RV battery. There's a solar. This is what you see here. This is my solar connection. I'll show you in a minute. I got a solar panel, 150 watt solar panel. Probably too much, but it does the job. That's what you see coming in here. And then right here is the power for the pump, 12 volt RV pump. And then here is our accumulator that is now leak free. So, and it says to pre-pressurize these about 3 psi below your cutoff, or cut on, I'm sorry. So this is supposed to be a 45 psi cut on. So we're gonna put that at about, I put it at about 40, you know what I'm saying? This is my temporary idea. I'm gonna take this coat and I'm gonna drill a hole in here, cut a hole in here. Same on the other side. And then I'm gonna have my hoses run through here, into here with the pump and the accumulator on the inside, battery inside, and then I'm gonna cover that so that way when we get rain, I'm not gonna like, I should probably vent it somehow maybe. I don't think this should probably have a little ventilation. I may drill a couple little holes in here for ventilation. But I'm gonna put it all in here and keep it in here closed up, slid up underneath the RV slide, so that way when it does rain, if it does rain, until we get over to the new side where the RV is going permanently. Oh, that scared me, the pump came on. But till we get over there to where the RV is going permanently, and then we're gonna hook up the big toe and do things a little bit differently. But this is going to be our temporary pump house and our solution for now. So. All right, so let me show you here the solar panel we got hooked up right now. I'm weighing it down with my power washer so the wind don't blow it over. But we have a 150 watts solar panel that's just coming over, and it does have its own little MPPT charge controller. So it's getting the charge it needs to. It tells me the voltage and what's going on there. So yeah. Solar panels coming over, charge controller to the battery, feeding the pump, the accumulator, coming straight off of the freaking temporary 275 gallon IBC tote right in the house. I'm going to install the water filter. So yeah, man, let's get going on this temporary pump house. All right, we're back in the shade. My phone shut down because of the heat. It's not even that hot here today, really, so far. And it's only like 10 o'clock in the morning. That sun is just, it's hot. The sun is brutal. I won't lie about that. The sun is hot and brutal here. Anyway, we got our tote here. What I'm going to try to do with this is I'm going to try to have the pump and everything run down in the front here, the hose, all that run down the front here, and that way I can have the pump and accumulator and then the battery here, so that way everything's situated nicely and flowing nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come along here and I'm going to take my hose, extra piece I have, and I'm going to put it where I want it. I'm going to do a little mark, and then we're going to cut that out. I'm going to go just a little bit bigger than the hose, so that way we can just slide right in there and I don't have too much area. And then maybe I'll cover it with some tape or something, you know, so we don't have scorpions or tarantulas or anything crawling up in the pump house. And then I think maybe on the top, maybe I'll poke some holes in for ventilation, so that way when it rains, because the rain will be coming, when it rains, the water will go obviously outside of it. The holes will be hidden, so it won't go in. Everything will be protected from the elements, and it'll be a perfect temporary pump house. So let me get these holes cut in, and yeah, let's see what happens. There you go. Now you can see me. All right, I'm gonna go like this, you guys. I'm just gonna show you how I do this one here. I'm gonna put it on here, and the dirt is actually helping me scribe my hole. So I'm just gonna kind of do like this. Little hole. Now you can see where I want it. Pretty simple, right? Got my bit, the biggest one I got right now. I think this is like a 1/2 inch bit. I'm gonna go right in the center. Now obviously that is not even close to big enough, so we're just gonna ream that out a little bit, and then we'll do that to the size that we need. Something like that. Watch out for the slip outs. You see that I almost grabbed the arm, but wouldn't have been the first time. So let's see if that's big enough. Get all that extra crap off of there we don't need in there. And just like that. Now our hose will go in. It will slide down the front there. Attached to the pump accumulator, and then out. This is where everything will house. So let me go ahead and whip it around, get that other one cut in, and we'll go ahead and put this thing together, man. All right, you guys, I almost forgot. Before we go ahead and I did drill the other hole, but before we go ahead and put everything in there and install it, I'm going to do some ventilation holes, but I'm going to put them up underneath this lip here, and I got like an 1/8 inch bit. I'm just going to drill a few holes on each side all the way around it, so that way I have a little ventilation, but when it's sitting there, the water will run over the top of it. You know what I'm saying? It'd be really hard for the water to come up and then get in. And an 1/8 inch, you got to be pretty small spider or anything to get in there. So I think that'll be pretty good. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do a ton of them, just a few for ventilation. And there you have it, ventilated. So now everything should be able to breathe, and we have minimal spots to where critters can get in there. So let's go install it. All right, you guys, we get down here. Hopefully you can see this. I got you hiding in the shade over there, so when I'll cook my phone again. But what we're going to do is I'm going to unhook everything real quick, and then we're going to feed the lines through. I'm going to hook the RV filter up to the RV, and we're going to plug everything in, tighten it back down, and hopefully we have no leaks. So let's get it going. All right, filter should be on. Now let's unhook this and get it in there. Going in. Bring it in. Now you can make it easy. Bring it up here. Give yourself plenty of room. Work comfortably. I don't always do that, but I try. Put that back in. Tighten this back on. I was afraid I wouldn't have enough room in here. But it's looking like I have just enough. Pretty awesome. All right, now we'll take the battery, drop the battery in, and hook that all up. But before that, I'll show you what I got going on here. All right, guys, let's take a look here. Like I said, back that out a little. I drilled my holes, came in, drilled my hole, came in. I mean, yeah, pretty self-explanatory. I made that one really nice and snug. I'm not going to need any tape or anything on that. I don't even think I'll need anything on this one, really, you guys. It's so small. I mean, if anything gets in there, it's going to be so tiny. It wouldn't be like a tarantula or a scorpion. Although I should still watch out for black widows. We do have those a lot too. So, yeah, we'll see. But anywho, there it is. And then you can see my holes up here. I got those drilled for breathing, so when I put the lid on, it should not block them. It should be under the seal and everything for ventilation. And now we're gonna drop the battery in. pretty quick and easy. We drag it over here. Then we're gonna drop the battery in. The battery will sit right here, you guys. The charge controller will sit right here. Everything will be nice and easy. I can pinch these with the lid, that's no problem. Yeah, and then I hook the pump back up, which I'll probably have to scoot over just a little bit so I can reach all the, let me turn that around actually. Let me turn that around. Then the connections will be, no, I can't because it's too far away. All right, it is what it is. There we go. We'll get it, right? Yeah, that'll reach. All right, anywho, yeah, so this is what we come up with. Little pump house. Now, I can put a lid on it, slide it up underneath the RV, and it'll be out of the weather. Solar panel going to it. Now all we got to do is turn it back on and make sure we don't have any leaks. So let's get it going. All right, you guys, I have the sink opened up so that way we can shoot our air through, and now it's time to hook it up and see what we got and make sure nothing's leaking. I can hear it. I can hear it filtering through. Okay, into the house. Into the house, I don't see any leaks. I gotta get my 90 for that. Let me go check it inside. Well, not everything goes correctly on the first try. Anyway, one small leak, you guys. I don't see anything else other than that small leak right there. So I'm gonna have to shut her off, disconnect it, and see if we can't get that to stop leaking, because we can't fill up in here. So let's go ahead and let's disconnect this and try to fix this leak. All right, guys, this is why we do our checks multiple times. I do believe I fixed that leak, and now I sprung a new leak over here. So let's go ahead and fix that. And word of the wise, when you do these, put them where you can access them. You know, so I can't access this when it leaks. I can't access that when it leaks. That one I can, this one I can. I didn't think about these ones. So think about that. Put stuff where you can access it so you don't have to fully unhook stuff like I'm about to have to right now. So let's see if we can fix this leak and get this thing leak free. They say third time's a charm, right? So don't mind the dirty kitchen. It's our outdoor kitchen. Ooh, look at that pressure. Yes. Look at that pressure, bro. No pulsating. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Pressure for days. All right, let's go make sure it don't leak. All right, third time's a charm, they say. All right. So far I ain't seeing any dripping. Maybe a tiny little drip right there. We'll keep our eye on that one. But I'm not seeing anything else. So far so good. So far so good. Charge controller, everything's all good. Pulling in the amperage, boy. Pulling in volts. Battery's topped off. Love it. All right, we'll keep our eye on that little drip there. I don't see any other drips. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cap it. We're going to slide it up here underneath the RV, and boom. Real quick, you guys, I forgot to mention this little handheld pump I picked up at Walmart. That's how I topped off the accumulator to the pressure that I wanted. And that's a wrap, you guys. As you can see, tote, solar panel, the IBC's right here behind me. This is our temporary pump house and temporarily how we're getting water until we get the big tank hooked up. So hope you enjoyed, you guys, but I'm gonna get out of this heat. I'm done.